Class 4th Standard, Subject EVS. Today I am going to discuss a topic is
the earth and its neighbors. The sky is full of heavenly objects. Some of them are brighter than others.
You can see the sun in the day sky.
In the night sky, you can see the moon and innumerable stars that appear as tiny specks of twinkling light. Among the stars, you may be able to spot a few heavenly bodies that appear bigger and brighter than the stars. They don't twinkle like the stars. They are called planets. The first topic is stars. A star is a huge ball of gases. It gives out light and heat. The sun is a star. It is the star nearest to the earth. Some stars are smaller than the sun. Some are 1,000 times bigger than it. Stars shine for millions of years. Many patterns of stars are visible in the sky. We call these patterns constellations. The stars we see in the night sky are only a part of a huge star cloud. This star cloud is called the Milky Way galaxy, which has billions of stars. Milky Way is a spiral-shaped galaxy. There are billions of galaxies in the universe. Can you imagine how big our universe is? Next topic is planets. The earth on which we live is a planet. It does not have light or heat of its own. However, when the sun's light falls upon the earth, it shines. Though planets appear to be bigger than stars, they are actually much smaller in size than the stars. They look bigger because they are much closer to us than the stars. The Earth is one of the 8 planets that move around the Sun in their fixed circular paths known as orbits. 5 of these planets have been known to us for a long time. They are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. The others, namely Uranus and Neptune, were discovered after the invention of the telescope. Mars appears as a bright reddish colored object in the night sky. That is why Mars is often called the red planet. Venus is the brightest planet and can easily be seen in the morning and evening. That is why Venus is called the morning star or the evening star. Next, Mercury. Mercury is difficult to see because it is very close to the sun and it is boiling hot by day
and freezing cold at night.
Jupiter is bright and is the largest of all planets.
Next planet is Saturn. Saturn is not so bright. It has a prominent system of rings around it. Uranus and Neptune can be seen only through a telescope. Uranus covered with a thick layer of blue green gas. Next, Neptune. Neptune is dark, cold, and windy, with winds that blow at a speed greater than that of a flying aeroplane. Next topic is satellites. Satellites are small heavenly bodies that revolve around planets. The moon is a natural satellite of the earth. Next topic is solar system. The sun and the 8 planets revolving around it along with their satellites make up the solar system. Next topic is our planet Earth. The Earth is a beautiful planet. It has land, water, mountains, valleys, hills, and plains. It was born as a huge ball of dust and hot gases. The ball kept on spinning. Today, the earth is like a half boiled egg. Its outer surface is hard but deep inside. It has hot molten material. The outer surface is called the crust. The inside portion is called the core. Mantle. The mantle is a layer below the crust. The mantle is the largest layer of the earth. Between the outer crust and the inner core, there are layers of rocks, minerals, and metals in solid form. This layer is called the mantle. The weak spots of the earth crack open under this pressure, letting the hot boiling liquids and gases gush out. This is how a volcano is formed. An active volcano is one which erupts regularly. A dormant volcano is one which has not erupted for a long time. A volcano is said to be extinct if it has not erupted during recorded history. Next topic is movements of the earth. You already know that the axis of the earth is an imaginary line that runs through the center of the earth. This axis is slightly tilted. The 2 points where the axis seems to enter are called the poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. The equator is another imaginary line around the earth exactly halfway between the poles. It divides the earth into two equal halves, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Though the earth appears still to us, it has two types of movements. The earth spins on its axis. This movement of the earth on its axis is called rotation. The earth completes one rotation is about 24 hours. That makes a complete day. The rotation of the earth on its axis causes day and night. The half of the earth that faces the sun and gets light from it has day.
The other half, which faces away and does not get light from the sun, has night.
Next topic is revolution. Besides rotating on its axis, the earth also revolves around the sun. This movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. Earth moves continuously. It revolves around the sun in a fixed path called an orbit. One revolution is completed is about 365 days. This time period is called a solar year. Next topic is seasons of the earth. As the earth orbits around the sun, the longer days of summer change into the shorter days of winter. This means that the length and temperature of the days change. This causes the seasons. The axis of the earth is tilted at an angle. This is why when the northern hemisphere is away from the sun, the southern hemisphere is towards it. Again, the southern hemisphere is away from the sun when the northern hemisphere is towards it. So, the season in the northern hemisphere can never be the same as the season in the southern hemisphere. How are seasons formed?
When the North Pole is towards the sun, it is summer in the northern hemisphere. The days seem to be hotter because the sun rays fall directly. At the North Pole, there is sunlight for most of the day and some part of the evening. During this time, the South Pole is turned away from the sun, so the sun's rays do not reach the South Pole and there is not much daylight. So, it is winter in the southern hemisphere. When the North Pole is turned away from the sun, it is winter in the northern hemisphere. The days are shorter and the sun seems low in the sky. Now it is summer in the southern hemisphere. Look at this region near the equator. This part gets almost the same amount of sunlight all the year round. It is like summer throughout the year. Days and nights are of about 12 hours each. If the axis of the earth was not tilted, the distance of the South Pole and the North Pole from the Sun would have been the same. Both the hemispheres would have received the same amount of heat and light. There would have been no change of seasons. So, two factors which cause seasons are: first one is the tilted axis of the earth and the revolution of the earth. The last topic is festivals and the heavenly bodies. You must have seen
in your school diary and calendars that the holiday for Eid is marked with depending on the appearance of the moon. This is because the Islamic calendar is based on the phases of the moon. Many other Indian festivals too are linked to the movements of the moon, the planets, the sun, and the seasons. Holi marks the coming of spring. Pongal, Yugadi, Baisakhi, and Bihu are linked to the seasons. The days of the week in the Indian calendar are named after the heavenly bodies. For example, Sanivar means the day of Sani or Saturn, and Somavar means the day of Som or Moon. Thank you.